at the right time. Week 19 of 25 weeks of the regular season before the playoffs start. This is a good time to start getting into your best form.
It is, Steve, and also the Gold Coast Blaze, I mean, they're in the top 4 at the minute, but by no stretch of the imagination would they be feeling all that comfortable and secure of playoff action just yet. So critical game for both these teams, more so for the Sydney Kings, but they were poor in that third quarter.
Golding just hanging on because he had Jerry Grant to contend with, and he couldn't do it legally. Ratch goes baseline, finds Martin. Imagine wide open at the three-point line, comes up short. Kazoo taps it to himself.
Looked like he got fouled down low. Idris DeLeon got away with a little sneaky one reaching in.
Blaze get the stop. Really crunched on the defense. Will Hudson was following that one before he landed.
Gold Coast Blaze go with their bigger lineup. And that's going to make some interesting matchups for the Sydney Kings.
Martin goes coast to coast. Can't get the finish. As both teams have drawn a blank.
Right now we got Ben Madsen trying to guard Stephen Hall down low. See the size advantage, and that's it. So easy to get that pass off. Sydney Kings lucky to get away with it.
Imagine he gets all the way to the rim, just gets a running start at Stephen Moore. You got to pick him up sooner than that. Kings get the first score of the fourth quarter. Blaze. DeLeon rattles one in.
They're switching on the defense now on those picks there, Steve. And that time when you switch, you got DeLeon, and Julian Kazoo's man is setting those picks. That time Kazoo switches on with DeLeon, and he's going to be able to break him down most times.
Grant, his pull-up short. Nothing but Blaze on the glass.
Oh my.
DeLeon just blows by everybody and shows some of the Sydney Kings crowd a little bit of tongue.
That's poor. That's a lack of awareness by the Sydney Kings. It wasn't a particularly fast transition basket, but just everyone eyes on the man, not seeing the man and the ball. And DeLeon goes in for an uncontested layup.
Sydney, sorry, go ahead.
Substitutions for the Sydney Kings. Ratch and Luke Martin checked out. Anatoly Bose and Luke Cooper coming back in.
Well, the Kings shooting at just under 45%, and that's what type of percentage opponents were having against the Gold Coast Blaze. But during the win streak, the Blaze have kept their opponents to 37%.
That's good defense. Anytime you're keeping your team into the 30s, you've got to be happy with that.
Imagine creates space, but comes up short on his bank shot. Golding. His pull-up shot is long. And usually when you miss games, those field shots are the ones that you miss. Bose, he doesn't mind a bit of contact for that upper body strength. He gets the finish. Blaze are just keeping him at bay, though, at about the 9 mark. And that's where we're at now. Kings down by 9. Petrie. Tough fall away with 1 second to go. Kings get the stop, and they've got numbers. Imagine with the feed into Kazoo. Steps out of bounds. Kazoo not happy with that one. I'm not sure if he's not happy with himself or he felt like he was pushed.
Take it easy, mate. Settle down. Okay.
Dre Grant goes out of the game again for Graham Dan.
To Gibson. Hudson creating some space for himself. Graham Dan is fouled.
Petrie, one.
Ooh, got lucky. Could have called a slap on Mark Worthington. They've called it on Petrie instead. It could have gone either way. But that goes away. I think the Gold Coast Blaze would have preferred, although that is Petrie's fourth. No disrespect for him. They'd probably rather him dealing with that circumstance than Mark Worthington.
Kazoo gets himself into the paint. Unable to connect. And no one picked up Jason Kinnear until the last second. Just under 6. Gibson finds Garlett. He goes in strong. Body contact. No call. Will Hudson keeps it alive. An interesting play phase. Dan tries to get all the way to the rim. Good play by Mark Worthington. Once it hits the rim, it's live.
Easy.
Gold Coast Blaze been impressive in this second half. The way they've gone about it. Much better than what they were in the first. The way they've distributed the ball and ran their plays. Another turnover. Sydney Kings, this is just the type of turnovers, some of the turnovers, the way in which they get them, it's just beyond belief sometimes.
Gibson to Hudson.
Little bunny hop before he put the ball on the floor. They picked that up. Steve, I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. The Sydney Kings have got some real good talent in their point guard positions with Martin and, of course, you've got Cooper running the point. But I reckon that's the difference between this being a great team. They need to play more of a supportive role, a backup role. They need a superstar point guard one way or another if they're going to make the next step. The Sydney Kings, they trail at 61-72.
The Queensland Government Building Boost Grant has been extended until April 30. Investors can still get a $10,000 boost for every new property. Go to qld.gov.au/boost to apply. Authorised by the Queensland Government, Brisbane.
Van Halen. David Lee Roth is back. Van Halen, the brand new album, out now.
Gibson, right, if you're late, it's a switch, right? On the on ball, the rest of us are ready, right? We are ready. We've got to lift the intensity at this end, right? Look to Jules, look to be in that position, get it to the second side, right? In the half court, going to 50s, 52s, 53s, normal 50s with a dive, right? So we load up the 4s and 5s. We're right with that. Plenty of time, let's go. We're right with that. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
The turnovers have been costly for Sydney. 18 turnovers to 7 for the Blaze. Julian Kazoo points by quarters. His big quarter was in the second. He's drawn a donut here in the second half.
Well, he was hampered in that third quarter because he spent a fair bit of it on the bench when he picked up that third foul.
Graham Dan breaks it up. Kazoo, he comes up short. Well, he's getting plenty of touches. And that was a good look for Julian Kazoo. Normally doesn't have that much space.
Problem with the Sydney Kings, they're kind of a one-trick pony, really, because they've been so poor this season from the perimeter. They're only shooting at 29% from the three-point line. And when you dig these holes, sometimes it's these guys being able to hit perimeter shots to get your way out of it.
Bose
foul on Jason Kadee. Outside, just trying to put some pressure on the ball. But outside of down low when they run their plays, Steve, but Jeray Grant comes in for Ben Madsen, so that takes away another perimeter option.
Timeout on the floor charges the Sydney Kings. They got 4 minutes and 5 seconds to make something happen here. They are down by 11 and starting to run out of time. And like you said, Andrew, just lack that perimeter firepower to run off a lot of points in a hurry.
There is no perimeter punch, and with the lineup they're going with now, they're not going to increase that. Listen to Joey Wright.
Down there, go back to 14. Let's go shirt. Let's go shirt and get a rip, okay? Go shirt and get a rip. Remember, Drees, you got to center this to open up this whole side for the rip, okay? So he's coming in. He's going to come out of it. You kick it to him, rip it into the rim, make a play. Got it? Hey, let's go, yeah. Defense. Get ball out of bounds underneath. Hey, 1, 2, 3. Hey, watch. If Grant get it, watch him diving down the middle for a lob, all right?
Hey, we're in the bonus, so nothing changed. Keep off the line.
Joey Wright and Ian Baird talking to their troops. Top scorers here. Anatoly Bose leads the way. Ben Madsen, Julian Kazoo also in double figures. Idris De Leon doing most of the damage for the Blaze at 24. And he pretty much has been able to do whatever he wants. Dan has 4 fouls, and Worthington and Anthony Petrie have 4 fouls each for the Blaze.
Look at this lineup on the court, Steve. It's really only Anatoly Bose that has any chance of knocking down a perimeter shot. So they're strictly going to the interior, you would think, with this lineup. And in the context of the game where you need to find points, your defense is important, but right now you need to find points. Not sure they got the makeup right.
Bose. Shot clock in single figures. Cooper with the floater. Grant goes upstairs on the offensive rebound and the putback. That's one way of scoring on missed shots.
Well, that's probably the best option right now is the second shot. Throw it up there and hope you get an offensive rebound.
Doesn't sound too promising. De Leon to Worthington. Catch and shoot from the baseline. He splashes the 3. And they're losing on that exchange. Kazoo skips it to Bose. He's short. Worthington mishandles it. Garlick. Oh, man, just in the right place at the right time.
It's getting ugly now, Steve. And again, we just got to pay credit to the defensive effort by the Gold Coast Blaze here in this second half. It has been exceptional.
A couple of Kings turned down wide open shots. Bose with the fall away. That's short. And in the second half, it only looked like a matter of time before the Blaze just pulled away with it. With just the difference in shots that were being taken. Well-executed plays, and Sydney just had that 10-point quarter. You know, if you catch the ball in the front row, you got to have a shot. You know, you don't throw it back to the ref. It's your one time to shine. You go to a basketball game, you catch the ball. Once in 100 years, you have a shot.
Well, for fans at home that may be considering and may be in that position, if you want to see the rest of the game, I suggest you don't do that.
That's a good point. Yeah, that is a one-way ticket to the exit. I must warn you. But what a way to go.
Madsen's going to the line. He's got 14 points on the night. He's 2 or 3 free throw line.
I didn't really think that one through.
1 minute and 54 seconds remaining. 2 big misses. It's impressive, Steve. I've still got a question mark about whether or not the Gold Coast Blaze could win the championship without a bona fide 6'10" monster in the middle. But they are going to take some beating. There's no doubt about that.
I tell you what, there is not a team in the competition that wants to run up against them.
No.
We have said that the New Zealand Breakers and the Perth Wildcats have been the benchmark all year, but clearly you don't want to run into these guys in the first round in the best-of-3 series.
That's for sure. They've got a lot of weapons they can go to from the perimeter. Their defense right now is as good as anything in the competition. And the only sort of question mark to say, well, how do you make this a complete team, is you have a throw Julian Kazoo with the Gold Coast Blaze, and they go close to being the favourites to win the whole deal. Well, so they got all the pieces of the puzzle are right there, and when Adam Gibson's in the sort of form he is in tonight, where he's got 8 assists, 17 points, the good thing about it, he got off to a slow start, didn't drop his head. We heard Joey right early on put the acid on him in regards to his body language. He responded and has had an outstanding game, and Idris Galeon with 24 points of 8 of 16. I tell you what, we probably undersell Will Hudson. I know he's a role player with the Gold Coast Blaze. And tonight you look at his stat line with 10 points and 3 rebounds. You go, oh yeah, not too bad. But the work he's done on Julian Kazoo, that inside presence, has been very, very good. And he is...
he's playing his role.
That's exactly right. He's doing what he's asked to do and not going and trying to do things that are beyond his capabilities.
Bose outside the three-point line. Gets that one to go. He made the adjustment, got a little bit more on that one. Gibson runs into the trap. Looking for a teammate, he finds Worthington.
Gold Coast Blaze are going to use the full 24 seconds every time down the floor now. Just use up the clock.
De Leon with a floater.
My goodness.
After he just toys with Anatoly Bose.
And then took a specky on the back of Julian Kazoo. And still was good enough to make the basket.
Grant with the up and under. Boy, De Leon handles the Sydney Kings pressure with ease. Waits for the trap and gets rid of it. Gibson turns the corner. He finds Worthington for the jam. Nice. Kings fans have seen that before. Bose lays it up on the other end. A little over 30 to go till the ball game. Shot clock down to 3. De Leon with his floater. That's good.
He gets one more for his troubles. He's been very, very good tonight, Steve. Five rebounds, 8 assists, and 28 points, possibly 29. Will get you a game on most nights.
And come very close to get you player of the week. Unless you have a shocker in the second game.
He's going to take some beating this week.
He has been tough from the tip. Imagine into Grant. His jump hook short. Julian Kazoo gets the foul. And they'll just run the clock out. The Gold Coast Blaze take their winning streak to 5. And another impressive run by the red-hot team